It's electric.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Yep. 205-964-5243. You know.
Good afternoon. February 1st, just like that. We're in here.
Happy Black History Month.
Black History Month, according to Jessica. All right, so we're here to answer your questions about, real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesaling. Real estate where your cash or credit doesn't matter. The topic for today, what to do. No buyer and your contract has expired. That's the topic for today. We'll get to that. Before that, we'll get your questions answered. So while we're waiting for you all to join in, pile in, making sure that if you want to get pushed to the front of the line and get your questions answered before anyone else, text the word Gator, follow the instructions in that text, and you can join me on the live stream. That's Gator. Reason most wholesalers fail, they don't know what a great deal is, right? So I'm trying to help you figure that out. Help me help you. Maybe we can do some deals together because you found a great deal and you want to partner with me. But it all starts with knowing if you have a great deal or not. So text the letters GD to the number here, 205-964-5243. The other part of that is most people can't figure out an ARV, so text the letters ARV to the number. That'll get you going also. Want to partner with me on houses, text 5050 to the number. That's 5050. Self-storage, mini storage, still on the hunt for those. Small towns are in play on those. We're trying to target mom and pops. So if you text units to the number, this video will explain how we can partner up on those. The one-page contract that I've been using since 2003 and I've been giving away since 2008. If you text the word contract to the number, this video will show you how to fill it out for sellers and buyers and how to access it for free, unlimited. And how to get it signed electronically just with a few clicks. Want to build cash buyers list anywhere, text the word buyers, BUYERS, with an S, one word, no quotations on any of this. I'll get to the rest of the stuff later, so we should have some questions ready to rock.
All right, everyone is saying hello. How you doing? Hello, flipping ladies. Good afternoon, big boss. Thanks for going live. Let's see. Nothing on TikTok just yet. All right, Sonia from Instagram said, "Where can I get inexpensive Bandit signs?"
Okay. Well, if you text me, I'll send you the information on it, but I use a company called Dirt Cheap Signs right now. That's who I refer individuals to. If you mention my name, just select sales to talk to someone and just say, flip me and refer to me, and they'll give you the discount that they're offering at the moment. But if you text me, I'll send you the more detailed information on that.
All right. This one came from Instagram also. They said, "I have a potential seller I spoke with for about 5 minutes before he hung up. He was able to tell me a price that he wanted and that he wanted something in writing. What should my next step be?"
You would just send, you just send them over a contract. That's where is it? This becomes important. Just text the word contract over to them. And boom.
All right. Let's see. This one is from Billion Dollar Diva on YouTube. She said, "What contract do we use for the buyers?" Same one he just held up.
Yeah, same one.
Let's see. This one says, I'd like to know about the contract that holds the property in earnest money.
The contract that holds it in earnest money?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Same
same
one.
thing. Same thing. Is that mic on there? Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's all I got right now.
Oh, that's all you have? Okay, so I'll go through the other ones. If you signed up for PropStream through Digulator, and you want us to train you on how we use it on a daily basis, just text the letters. Time to the number. You can access it. You want to sign up for it through the 5-day free trial, just text the word tool to the number. So if you're out driving for dollars, you want to know how to make the most of it, be efficient, driving for dollars, text D4D to the 205-964-5243. Nothing?
We got a lot of questions about the contract. Someone asked, how do you use it?
How do you use it? The contract is the main ingredient to make all of this work. When you find a great deal, great real estate deal, you're going to tie it up with the purchase and sales agreement. So if you text the word contract, I show you how to fill it out. That's the main thing, is how to fill it out for sellers and cash buyers. Now, sometimes your cash buyers may not want to use that, which that's fine, as long as their terms in the contract that they're using don't conflict with your terms, with this particular contract or whatever contract you're using. As far as with the seller, so it's not an option to use their contract.
All right. This one says, can you take the contracts to real estate agents?
Real estate agents are not going to use this contract. They're only going to use the contract that's approved by the board of realtors for whatever market they're in. You can just forget about that.
All right. And then this one from Instagram says, should the contract be sent over blank if they requested something in writing?
That's not anything in writing. Just a blank contract. You have none of it. Has the terms there that'll be used in the contract, but you still have to fill it in. As far as the price, time frame you're going to close, earnest money deposit you're going to put up, some more verbiage that'll be added. Once you see the video, it'll make more sense to you.
All right. And then this one came from Instagram. They said, can we use the same contract for sellers and buyers?
Yes, that's what this video will show you.
Okay.
I wonder what's the big deal with the contract today?
I don't know. It's a contract day.
Contract day, contract Tuesdays. Okay. What's up?
All right. This one came from YouTube. They said, after watching your videos, I traveled to a small city and bought 19 8K square feet lands for 1K to 5K price. 6 months later, I sold them all for 500%. Thanking you, man.
All right, that's what's up.
All right.
That's the name of the game.
Get it.
Make it happen.
All right. This one says, this came from Facebook. They said, I see a lot of vacant houses. Will you help if I locate one?
Well, yeah, that's part of what the content that I give away is. You see them, so your eyes are open now. So now you need to know what to do. So that's where my YouTube channel becomes so valuable to anyone that wants it. You take advantage of that free training. That's nearly 800 videos. It might be over that now. But 800 videos, 13 years of me spilling my guts. So not saying you got to watch all 800 by no means. You may be good with 8 of them. I don't know. It depends on your learning curve and how you obtain, how you grasp things. Mm-hmm. And but only you can answer that question. But it's all there is the point I'm making. So there's the help right there. I'm here to teach people how to fish. Guess what that means? It means you can eat. You can eat whenever you want to.
Okay.
That's ideally what it's going to mean.
All right. This one says, another wholesaler coach said that there had to be 2 different contracts. I didn't want to burst his bubble on the web call. LOL.
No, that is 2 different contracts. Mm-hmm. It's the same template, but it's going to be 2 actual different contracts. If I'm understanding what you're saying, it is that. It's still a contract with the seller and a contract with the buyer. It's just the same template contract template can be used, but it needs to be two separate forms of documentation.
All right. This one says, it's more contract questions. What do we do if the seller doesn't agree with number 9 on the contract?
I don't even know what number 9 is.
Yeah, tell us.
Is I'll look it up real quick. Go ahead. I'll look it up real quick.
All right. This one says, what do I do if the seller wants to see proof of funds?
If you have a seller that's looking for proof of funds, normally that means you're probably dealing with a non-motivated seller. But assuming it is a great deal, then either you're going to have the proof of funds or you're not. If you don't have it, it's just like they give you a price that doesn't work for you or a time frame that doesn't work for you. Now, there are services out there that you can pay to provide proof of funds. I'm affiliated with one of them. You can just go to realpof.com. That's REALPOF.com. And just follow the instructions there. Number 9. Number 9 says access, advertising, and repairs made by buyers. Seller agrees that buyers may advertise property and have access during reasonable hours to show property to others. If the property is vacant and in need of repairs, buyer at their expense may take repairs and improvements made shall become the property of the seller should the buyer default. So basically saying you have the right to advertise the property and you actually have an opportunity, you can do some repairs on it if you want, which you rarely are going to do that. Now you will market the deal, you can market the deal without marketing the property, right? So if they want to omit number 9, that's fine. Just omit it. Just omit it. I don't know what you're doing to set it up or whatever, but you can omit that. That's fine.
All right. This one says, my bad, this is about the contract again, but what happens if you can't find a seller within 30 days?
If you can't find a seller in 30 days, well, that's what the topic is for today. So I'm going to get into that once we get further down the rabbit hole here.
Okay, this one says, I have my first property under contract, flip, and ladies, now searching for my buyer. Okay, congratulations.
Boom, that's what's up. That's what's up. Let us know if you need a buyer. Sticky.
Oh, we got on that thing.
Yeah, you need a buyer. 5050.
All right, this one came from Instagram. They said, if you don't have pictures of inside the house and the seller is asking for something in writing, but have a price other than the price he threw out there, what would you recommend?
It would have to be an extremely good deal if you haven't seen the property, the inside of the property. And sometimes you can make that judgment call because how cheap it is. If you know it's structurally standing up outside, what's the worst could it be on the inside? It could be bad now, don't get me wrong. And you may ask a seller where they send you photos. They use their phone and just text them over to you or whatever, but that's just, and the way you can ask the seller, now if it's a situation where there's a renter there, then I get it. Sometimes they don't want to disturb their tenant. But if it's a situation where it's vacant or where they live there, there's really no excuse for you not being able to see that inside, whether they send it to you or you see it for yourself, right? And you'll just ask them, would you buy a house that's sight unseen? That's the way you pose it to them. Do unto others. Now, they may say, yeah, I'll buy one sight unseen. Well, under what conditions? Like, what can you help me understand? Maybe we are thinking the same way. Are you saying because you can get it so cheap it doesn't matter what it looks like on the inside? Then yeah, we might got something. So.
All right, this one came from TikTok. They said
TikTok.
Hold on. They said, how can I flip $100 right now in 24 hours?
Flip it to what? To $1.05? 105? I don't know. Go to Walmart and see and download the Amazon app. But you still probably won't get that bread in 24 hours though, wouldn't you? So what you'll do, find some discount in Walmart and put it on Let Go or Facebook Marketplace and sell it, and you can flip Flip it to what? You know, you're being funny. I think I can be funny too.
All right, this one says, hi, there are many houses that need rehab in various areas in Georgia, but very little comps to use to get the ARV. What's the best options to get the ARV?
When you say Georgia, you got to be more specific. That's a large land mass.
Somebody in here said Macon especially.
I don't understand the question really. They can't find comps.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, a couple of things are going on there. Number one, I don't know what you're using to comp with, but if there are no comps in a particular area, and it's not because the house that you're evaluating is outside the normal size of the houses in that area, then that's a sign you're probably not going to have buyers for it. But it could be a situation where the house that you're evaluating is 1,000 square feet, but the normal size house in that area is 2,500 square feet. So depending on what you're using, it may not pull any comps or whatever. But if it may be a flip flop of that, the house that you're evaluating is 2,500 square feet, but the normal size house is 1,200 square feet. So you have to adjust to possibly pull comps, depending on, again, what tool you're using to do that.
All right. She said she was in Atlanta.
No, you're in Atlanta, there's deals going down. I mean, the comps should be pretty much everywhere. Again, it is possible to have pockets where there's not a lot of activity, but I don't know what are you using to comp with. You know, that's the thing. If I understand your question correctly.
All right, this one came from Facebook. They said, how do I set up a show like yours?
How do you set up a show like mine? Depending on what you're trying to do. The internet is powerful. You can literally take out your phone and do what we're doing right now. You can go live on any of these platforms right now on your phone. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, boom, that's it. Now, we got a few more bells and whistles here, but it could even get more extreme than what we have going on here. If I've been doing this a while, it's a business for me. So we have to take it serious. Mm-hmm. It's part of, what I do. So.
All right, this one came from YouTube. They said, Aloha Flipman and Company. Are the provided comps on PropStream accurate, or should I do them manually?
Well, the provided comparable sales are accurate because they're coming directly from the courthouse. That information if it's wrong, it's because the courthouse is making it available to the public wrong, and that's not how it works. I don't know why people get confused with that. That information is coming directly from whatever courthouse or county courthouse that you're targeting, whatever county you're targeting, properties within that county. Now, if they give you a value, that's something different. But if you're you need to dive into the actual comps themselves. But this is, where is it? This is what this video does for you. Text the word ARV and I'll show you how to break it down. The letters ARV.
All right, this one came from Instagram. They said, is there a better service than batch leads? I rarely get the correct numbers and people respond to my text as wrong person.
Well, I'm an affiliate of batch leads. We don't really have that problem. All numbers are not going to be correct as far as the skip tracing part of it. Now, if you want to use a different skip tracing service, batch leads is pretty, they competitive in pricing, but when you're talking about paying cents for skip tracing, you have to have a certain amount of expectation for that. Now, if you want to pay $7, $8 for each skip trace, you can probably, or 20, you can get the number for every one of them. But what is that going to cost you to do a list of 1,000? So it's a trade-off, for the actual charge for that versus what you're getting back. So, and then it just may be the list that you download. Sometimes it's like that.
All right, this one came from Cecilia Gibson on YouTube. She said, thanks for always being there for us, Flipman. How do I hire VAs and how much should I pay them?
Well, Fiverr and Upwork are good places to do your search, and just a simple Google search. There are going to be services out there that offer that anywhere between $3 to maybe $6 to $7 per hour is a range of what to expect.
Okay. All right. This one came from Serious Reactions. They said, how do you not pay earnest money deposit?
How do you not pay it?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean, like
How do you get out of like paying it?
Well, that's when you have a due diligence period, you have to execute, cancel the contract before the due diligence period ends.
Okay. This one says, I had a great deal, but he backed out because his wife didn't agree with that. Okay, he's the one who was asking about number 9 on the contract.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I'll have to, yeah, you can call him back, tell him that can be omitted.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, old hating spouse.
Right, and the money coming to both of y'all. So, let's see. Someone asked, when are you doing ARVs?
I'm gonna do what?
ARVs.
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, Jamil and I used to do it, so I may start it back up. I don't know.
Okay.
We go live so much now; it's a little taxing. And I had another day. Tough. Unless we turn one of these days into that. So.
Yeah. All right. This one says, Flip, do you also deal with on-market properties or only off-market?
It's rare we'll look at something that's on the market. It's rare. Got to be a special situation. Needs to be off market. See, if you're sending something on the market from, you're not sending us anything special unless you negotiated an unbelievable deal. Mm-hmm. They're asking 100 online, 100,000. You got it for 30. Okay, well that's something we need to take a look at. Regardless, they asking 200. You got it for 100. That's something we need to take a look at, regardless. If you're sending if you're doing that, if you're cutting it in half or better, okay, yeah, that's something we need to take a look at. But it's normally not gonna work that way. But offers are free. I ain't got the shirt on today, but offers are free.
All right. Would you recommend dealing a property with a quick claim deed, or is there always a way to get a warranty deed?
I ain't gonna say always a way to get a warranty deed, but most of the time it can be. Most of the time it can be accomplished, but sometimes it may take a while depending on the situation.
Okay. This is our question of the day because we get this one every day. They said, since the MLS has been removed from PropStream, I've been having a problem with accurate readings of bedrooms and baths.
Bedrooms and baths? Now that won't have anything to do with PropStream in most cases. With the MLS being, that's still, like I said, it's coming from the county level, and that's something that's that the main thing is you're getting the square footage. Bedrooms and baths, it's square footage that really matters, and that's still just a click away. You can just copy the address, highlight the address, and just Google it and pull it up on Zillow. Normally, if it's not on PropStream, it's not on Zillow either, though. So, whatever.
All right, let me see. This one says, what's a good amount of money to leave for a buyer in a deal, i.e. $25K, $45K, $65 or more?
It's no way to say that. You know what I'm saying? If it's a $700,000 deal, ARV, 25, 45, 65 is not going to work for most buyers. They're looking to probably make 150, 200 grand off of that. So it's relative. That's why my deal calculator, if you text the letters, if you check GD, I'll show you how to use my deal calculator and the repair calculator for that. So you can't just say, hey, I think 25,000 is enough for them to make it. And plus, when you say that, that's not a number that's going to be actual because they're still going to have to normally pay closing costs. And sometimes, if a real estate agent, they have to pay that also. So it's just not cut and dry that way. Well, if it's on the flip, meaning they renovated and flipped, they're going to pay closing costs and a real estate agent in most cases. So it's just not cut and dry. That profit gets ate up quick, so that's why the spread has to be significant.
All right, this one came from Antoine Williams on YouTube. He said, how can you buy a house with no money?
On YouTube, how can you buy a house with no money? Now, when we say buying houses with no money, now with wholesaling, in the realm of wholesaling, we're talking about being able to do a real estate deal and make money off of it with no money or no credit. Now, to actually buy a house with no money, it's just about it's still going to sort of boil down to the same thing. You're looking for great deals. You will find individuals, if you do this long enough, that will actually give you a house with no money. The only thing that you would possibly have to pay for is the closing. You know, that could range anywhere from, I don't know, $700 to $1,500. So because you want to do it properly. But if someone is going to give you a house, now I don't know what the situation may be, but some people will just literally walk away from the house and give you ownership of it. You just need to go through the proper channels to obtain it. And that's sometimes why people do a quick claim deed, which I don't suggest, because you still need to run title to see if that person actually has the right to quick claim deed it over to you. And do they have any liens or unpaid taxes or anything attached to the property? Because now that makes it a situation where you couldn't sell it or you couldn't get financing on it because that stuff is still be attached to it.
Okay.
But it's all about finding motivated sellers. People will have situations where they literally will walk away from a house, literally, you know. But that's where contacting enough property owners, people that own houses, is important. You know, those people are just not walking around out there just saying, "Hey, I got a house, I'm gonna give away. I got a house, I'm gonna give away." You know, you have to let them know you exist.
All right. This one says, "What's the best affordable way to skip trace?"
The best affordable way to skip trace, just go to skip2flip.com. Skip2flip, SKIP, actual number 2, FLIP.com.
All right, this one came from Instagram. I know we're gonna need some clarification on this, but they said, "What's the minimum amount to flip houses?"
The minimum amount?
Yeah,
You mean like to buy, fix, and flip?
not sure.
Now, if you could clear that up, but I assume they mean the HGTV, A&E, fix and flip. Or you're gonna need some bread, and it's just gonna depend on what property price range you're dealing in. I don't know. That question needs to be a little bit more specific in order for me to answer it. Now, we're here talking about wholesaling. We're the ones that feed those people those deals. We're in a volume play, low risk, high reward, low risk, high reward. Whereas what you're talking about is high risk, possibly high reward.
All right, this one also came from Instagram. They said, "What's up, Footman? What if the seller knows the ARV, did all the repairs themselves, and are asking for the full ARV?"
Well, they're not a motivated seller.
Right, it's not a deal.
I have a sea of those individuals out there. 2 C's. Can it be 2 C's? What's different than a sea and an ocean, Oksana? Or the same thing? Okay. You know,
One thing about you be asking some
my
questions.
Google is getting my own personal Googles. What? I can't hear that. Someone that knows out there, what's the difference in a sea and an ocean? I don't know. I'm not asking. I don't know. I want to know. The high seas. They don't say the high oceans. They say the high seas. Or is it just a reference saying like house or home? Same thing.
Let's see if anybody answered.
Huh? Atlantic, Pacific, Antarctic Ocean? Or that a continent?
Arctic.
Or just 2 oceans? It's just 2?
Someone said ocean is bigger.
I get that. I knew that.
Seas are smaller than oceans and are usually located where the land and ocean. Typically, seas are partially enclosed by land.
Seas are enclosed by land,
Like
and
I said, seas are kind of.
so it's a lake.
No.
So it's basically a sea is a saltwater lake.
Let's move on.
Hey, that's what it is. You just explained. That's what a lake is.
You love to be on Jeopardy.
A sea is a saltwater lake. That's me making that up now. Don't. Go ahead.
Okay. This is the person who said they were having a hard time finding comps in Atlanta. But she said that she used Zillow and or Redfin. Wait, she used Redfin and or Zillow for comps. She said I may get one or two comps for my subject property.
Oh, okay. So that's different. So uh, that's a little more challenging. I would have to look at and address. See, I rarely use those. I use PropStream and batch leads for that, and so I can't even answer that because I don't know. I haven't dealt in Zillow and Redfin that much to play with the filters, the default filters to pull up comps. So that's the issue.
All right, this one came from John Smith on YouTube. They said, what should not be in a contract if the buyer wants to use theirs?
Oh wow, that's a good question. Okay, so the time frame, number one, you can only give them 2 weeks max, right? 2 weeks max. Now if they have, let me back up. If they have a hard money lender involved or private lending, then you may give a little more time, as long as you're comfortable and confident that they're going to be able to close. Inspection time. Normally, I'm not giving more than 3 days. Period. Inspection period. What else? Earnest money is going to have to be non-refundable as long as we can produce a clear title, after the inspection period. Other than that, that's it. And nothing major. That's it. What? No, we ain't got to know that. We can do that later.
You asked, and it's been Googled, so you know that some lakes can also be salt water lakes.
Okay. Oh, now I know. Okay. Okay. Now I know.
Oh my God.
Well, hey,
You
I
should have
tried.
Ramsey. Okay, this one says, it came from Timothy on YouTube. He said, I've been seeing a lot of regulations in regards to wholesaling. Is it a good idea to start wholesaling now?
He said what now?
He's been seeing a lot of regulations in regards to wholesaling. Is it a good idea to start wholesaling now?
Yeah, but ain't none of them being applied. You know what I'm saying? Just stop listening to this stuff, man. Just get out there and do it. When it happens, it happens. It could be 5 days from now or 5 years from now. Make the money and then move on to something else or adjust to it. Stop worrying about, do it, man. All these people out here doing these deals, man. We're not lying about this stuff. Do it. Stop looking for a reason not to.
All right. It is giving excuses. This one says, can you use the same wholesale formula for actual land?
The wholesale, no, it's different. It's different. Land is just different. You're just trying to get something as cheap as possible. So land is so much speculation. Now, if it's residential land, only a house can go there unless the zoning has changed or whatever. But commercial, and then it's still zoned depending on what type of commercial you're talking about. But at the end of the day, you're just trying to get it extremely cheap because you can't dictate what someone else is going to do with it once they buy it. So just get it cheap enough where it's a no-brainer. But the hard part is, how do you know you've gotten it cheap enough? Because you may not have anything to compare it to. The only reason you know that if you bought, if you bought an iPhone or you buy a 13 Pro Max, you know what it costs brand new, right? But if I know that's $1,600. If I know I can get it for $800, I know it's a deal because I know it costs $1,600 brand new. But same with land, I don't know what someone's willing to pay for it. So it's hard to evaluate in a lot of cases because you may not have anything to compare to. And if that makes sense. That's why it's different. See, with houses, we have stuff to compare it to. Brand new or fixed up. So now if it's fixed up worth $300, but I can get it for $120, I know it's a great deal because I have something to compare it to.
Okay. This one came from ER Construction. They said, I own a construction/remodeling company. Is there any advice you could give me to get started in flipping wholesaling business?
Well, if you're in the construction business, you're so far ahead of the game in the sense that by just walking into a house, generally speaking, what it's going to cost to repair it. Not based on because you can do the work, but what you would charge someone to repair it, your labor, materials, which is where the money is. All right. So that's such a huge part of it. So you're probably already working or have done jobs for individuals that are flipping. So just for you to transition over into wholesaling, the simple thing is just to understand, number one, how to find great deals. That's the only part of it you're missing. You still have to do contracts and all that stuff, but that's simple. But you're so far ahead of the game with most of us where we start because you're plugged into such a huge part of the business, right? And when people are calling you for jobs, those may be actual wholesale opportunities because a lot of times they repair it, but they probably would rather sell it. But a lot of times people don't know. You just be amazed what people don't know, right? And one of the quickest ways to get rich in this world is doing things or knowing things that the masses don't know, right? And so in that situation, what I'm explaining is that they're contacting you about repairing it. You give them a bid, whether they pull the trigger or not. Your follow-up, or you may have someone to contact them, may not be you per se, because you don't want to blow up your opportunity if they don't want to sell it, is to see if they would be interested in selling it. Because once you give them a bid, they call someone else. If the bid is close to that, hey man, I'm gonna go ahead and fix it. But they don't really want to. They going kicking and screaming. But if somebody called them and say, hey, we'll buy it as is at this amount, and they know what it's going to cost to fix it, I go, oh, no, I'm out. I'd rather sell it than go through that headache and spend that money. I'm good with that as is price. So yeah, you should definitely start to do that on any project that the bids are coming your way. And you say, well, I can make more money doing it on the what's name. Well, you have to think about it. The time it takes you to fix something, repair something, the investment you have to put into it versus you spending $100 and making, we'll just say, 10,000 less than you would to renovate it or whatever you have to do. You only you can determine that. What's your time worth? You know what I'm saying? So you're in it like most of us wish we were in it, because opportunities are really coming your way all the time. And then that doesn't even include the people that you may not do HVACs, but you know plenty of people that do. You may not do electrical, but you know plenty of electricians. You may not do plumbing, but you know plenty of plumbers or whatever. So that network of individuals, just because of what you just normally do, provides potential opportunity just by putting that seed out there to them that, hey, man, I'm buying houses now. If you run into a situation you think they may want to sell as is at a good deal, just let me know. You give them some incentive to reach out to you.
All right. This one came from TikTok. They said, would you be interested in a JV on a commercial deal?
Well, yeah, it needs to be a deal dealing with the owner, off market, great deal. Hey, let's get it.
All right. This one also came from TikTok. They said, where do I start if I'm flat broke?
You've already started. You're right here where you need to be. The one thing about this is so great. This is the flat broke business. This is for the people that are flat broke. This is the opportunity for the flat broke. Can I say that even better? This is the opportunity for the flat broke. So normally if you're broke, guess what you also have? You don't have money, but guess what you normally have if you're broke? Time, and plenty of it, normally. That's normally how it works. It's just normally how it works, right? Not always, but it's normally how it works. So guess what that time needs to be used doing? Educating yourself on how to change your financial situation. I got you. I give it all away. So educate yourself on this process. You've started because you're here. So you're in the game. You just need to take it beyond these daily lives and really dive into my YouTube channel. Now, I'm not the only game out there, but I don't know about anyone else's process, but I know I give it all away.
All right. This one came from Instagram. They said, which software would you say is more accurate with leads, batch leads, or prop stream?
which is more accurate with leads. Well, they're different in the sense that batch leads offers more services. It offers text messaging. It offers what else it does now? What's the name to offer? I think the main thing is the text messaging. So just with that alone, it's the better tool because it does offer text messaging with it. Because I think you can still do mailing in batch leads. So the better tool is definitely batch leads in that sense. No question about that. But I use both of them, and I'm a reseller of both of them. Oh yeah, if you want to access it and get the discount they're offering through me, if you want to make sure your boy can keep the lights on around here, text the word text, and in that video I show you how to set everything up in it. So.
All right, this one says, I just got the ebook and contracts. I'm looking forward to the process. Let's see. This one says, hi everyone. Ty, do you help or make sure your accelerated students get their first deal?
That's the purpose. I'm just a tool. It has to be, I have to be used, period. You know, I can't, I'm here. I'm the paint and bucket. I'm sorry, the paint and the bucket, that's right. I'm the paint and the brush, but I'm worthless if that wall ain't gonna paint itself. Period. You can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, buy a bucket of paint, brushes, you throw, what they call it, throw plastic, your tape. All of that's worth it if it's not, it's worthless if it's not used. So is my information. All this talking, it sounds good, everything, but it's worthless. Everything is on you. I'm just a tool and I make it available. And I make my time available to those students.
Okay, Peggy Jackson said, I'm a newbie. How to do owner financing deal?
How to do an owner financing deal? Well, first you have to make the offer to see if a owner of a piece of real estate is interested in it. And from there, you got to set up terms that are favorable for you, for your own personal use, or if you're going to wholesale those terms out, you have to make set up favorable terms. There's no cut and dry on that. It just depends on the deal before you can start to try to come up with some terms that would be attractive. Now, a lot of times you're talking about houses, you're setting up terms if it's something that you're going to use as an income producing property, a rental property, then you need to know what the rental rate is in that area for like properties. If it's a 3-2, if it's a 2-1, or whatever the situation is. So ideally, you would like to try to cash flow anywhere between, at least $400 and up, because there's going to be cost there. So that's what you're going to try to negotiate your terms. You're going to try to normally negotiate terms where you can put as little to no money down if possible. It just depends on the situation. There's no cut and dry on it. Yeah, because we need to, what time is it? Almost 5 o'clock. So the topic for today is what to do. No cash buyer and your contract is about to expire. Okay, this is simple, but I guess not simple. So you have a property under contract, and say you had it for 30 days. You had a 21-day inspection period, or 14, we'll just say 14-day inspection period. And you've allowed the 14 days to expire. So you got 16 days left. Okay, so we're down to day number 28. And so what do? You got 2 days left. You go back to the seller. It's simple. You ask them for more time and they give it to you, or you ask them for more time and they don't. Now, if you ask for more time and they give it to you, ideally you want to try to also get a discount on the price if you think that's the reason you haven't moved it. If it's a situation that you found a buyer on day 25 and the numbers still work, then when you go back to the seller, Obviously, it's going to depend on how long it's going to take the buyer close. Say it's going to take 10 days, so you'll be 35 days in versus 30. Most sellers are not going to trip about giving you another 5 days, maybe even 10 days, sometimes even 2 weeks, if they know they're going to get their money as long as you're communicating with them. But if it's a situation where they don't want to give you those other 5 days, right? You got a buyer, it's going to take them at least 10 days to close. They don't want to give you those 5 days. So now it may come to a situation where negotiating, where you may be about to make $15,000 on it, right? So I would probably go to the seller and say, well, I would do another $2,000 more if you give me these 5 days. So it's just all about negotiations if that opportunity presents itself. But if it's a situation where your time is run out because you simply have not found a buyer and you go back to the seller and they're willing to give you more time, you can go about the contract a couple of ways. You can just use the same contract, change the closing date for whatever time frame you all agree upon. Both of you all initial it, boom, it's executable. Or you can just do a brand new contract with the time frame that you all agreed on as far as an extension. Now, if it's a situation where you go back to the seller and they don't want to give you time back, you're outside of your due diligence period, you're basically just going to lose your earnest money deposit, your earnest money deposit, which is the $10 or whatever, or $100 or whatever you put up on that. So really nothing you can do if they don't want to give you more time. That's going to happen. Anybody that tells you anything different in this business, if you do it long enough, it's going to happen, because sometimes you just don't negotiate something cheap enough for any number of reasons. But those are the two options. You go back to them and ask them for more time, they give it to you, hopefully with a price reduction. You go back to them and ask them for more time, and they don't. And if they don't, if you're outside of your due diligence period, then boom, you just lose that earnest money deposit. Now, I try to normally get 21 days, and most sellers don't even trip about it. So I'm already sort of close to my 30 or 40 days that I may put on the contract. If I hadn't found a buyer in that time frame, a lot of times you can tell, because if you're not getting a lot of feedback from buyers or no interest, nobody wants to come out and take a look at it, and you know you're getting a lot of eyeballs on it, meaning you really have it out there in different places where people can see that that opportunity is available, and you've negotiated a bad deal. You know, your numbers don't work. You know, it simply wasn't cheap enough in most cases relative to the condition and the location of that particular property. So that's all I got to say about that. What else we got?
Right. Let's see. This one says, hey, Flipman, I'm moving to Georgia the end of this month. I'm not having any luck with the real estate market in New York. Do you think I'll have better luck in the real estate market down south?
I don't know. What are you doing in New York? I'm assuming New York City. And I'm assuming you move into, when you say Georgia, I'm assuming Atlanta. Not that that's the only city in the state of Georgia, but I like for people to be more specific. Just my little pet peeve. But what are you doing in New York to generate leads? I could probably tell you what may be the issue. And it probably may be the same issue in Georgia if you're doing it, or it may work better. I don't know. You have to give me an idea what you're doing to generate daily leads.
All right. Farron called you the Tom Brady of wholesaling real estate.
Tom retired today. I'm not retired today. Yeah, he retired. Officially, he retired today. They had already put it out there over the weekend. Yeah, they already put it out there over the weekend, but he officially retired today. Maybe.
It's not just that.
Yeah. Let's see. Someone said, so what is a good percentage for the seller?
The percentage for the seller? Mm-hmm. As far as what? To make a great deal? Mm-hmm. Well, there's a formula that you can use. I have a calculator. If you text the letters DC, like deal calculator, to the 205-964-5243. But in this video, it really just breaks it down here. If you text GD to that number there, it'll break down. It'll make more sense to you that way.
All right, this man.
That's one of those visuals.
Yeah. This one says, you say contract like it's simple to a person who has been doing it with experience. can be very complicated for a beginner.
No, it can't. No. We're not going to do that.
Right. When you text the number, it sends you a video. And
No.
it shows you how to,
All right, I show you how to do it. You're going to watch as many times as you want. And the reason that contract is only one page is to remove the complications. No. I don't like to use the word easy, but if there's any part of this process, is filling out the contract.
He also said, I appreciate everything you explained from your experience in the platforms, but I think you should stay focused on beginners. We're the ones who need you more. I can bring much more to you in the long run. Everyone needs help that's watching.
Man, people are in this thing at different levels.
Yeah.
I have people that probably most of the people that are watching have never done a deal. Mm-hmm. I would say that's probably the majority of the people here. We can take a little poll right now. If you're watching this right now, yes or no, have you done a deal before? And just put them in the comments if you'll do that for me. Now, even people that have done a deal or two, they know it's real, but they still are not doing as many deals as they want, so they're still trying to learn. And I try to take it from the approach that these are from beginners, because most of the questions that we're getting are beginner questions. In most cases, but like anything, I'll take for granted. I'll throw out a term and I just may think you know what it is. Always do this. If you ever hear a term, I know this is what I do. I Google it or YouTube search it. If I don't know what something means, I'll just YouTube it. It's rare that I probably consume more. I can't say that, but I consume a lot of YouTube stuff, and most of it is non-real estate related. But I learn about it. Now I consume my percentage of foolishness now, but I consume a lot of stuff trying to learn about other stuff. Mm-hmm. And so when I hear a term that I don't know, I don't put in the comments. Not saying you shouldn't do that. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying how I go about things. I'm going to Google it or I'm going to YouTube it. Especially if I think it's a visual thing or whatever, that I can learn more visually than just listening or reading or whatever. But again, just take for granted. Always reel me back. I appreciate that comment. Reel me back, because I'll use a term that I think you may know, and you might like, man, what are you talking about? So feel free to do that. And also, that's what the live stream is for. What the Gator at? Text the word Gator, and come on, you don't know something or whatever, I say something, come on here, and it's going to help you, and it's definitely going to help tons of others, because if you have a question, more than likely that means quite a few other people have the same question. And so I'm here to help. That's value. That's the name of the game with the flip man. Yeah. I want to give more than I'm getting. I'm going to be okay. Don't take much. I just want to be able to eat my healthy meals.
It was a struggle for you to say that, wouldn't
it? No, I'm doing good. Hey, well, y'all boys see change, boy. Hey, I'm gonna be on the front of Jet magazine.
Not Jet.
Just like that.
Oh look, put it back up. Let me take the banner down.
I'll be on front of Jet. You know what I'm saying? But, which one my profile side? I think the one without the one without the scar side. Hey, there you go.
Stupid. Okay, yeah. And everybody who's done a deal, all deals ain't the same.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Nah. People be taking you through the.
Oh yeah, man.
All right, let's see. This one says, it came from Michelle on YouTube. She said, listen, talk about being broke. Those Bandit signs cost a grip.
Yep.
So I only ordered 50 and 2 magnet car signs. Hopefully that'll get some bites.
Okay, Michelle, I wish you would have let me advise you before you made that purchase. I'm going to always side on doing something, right? And you've taken action, okay? A++++. You're going to have to be very strategic with those 50 Bandit signs, right? Because that's not a lot in the scheme of things. Okay, but it's a good start. I would have recommended that you wait and saved a little more money. Even I don't know what your situation is, if you're getting a tax return or what they call it. Ain't that what they call it? Mm-hmm. If you're getting that, I would have told you just wait until and invest some of that. into it. Now, the magnets, I definitely would have told you to hold up on those, because normally magnets can only go on the side of vehicles unless you got it specifically made for the rear. I would have recommended that you spent the money on, instead of spending the money on the magnets, and did something in your rear windshield, because at 70 miles per hour, I can't see, people can't see your message. But if it's in the rear of your vehicle, driving 70 on the freeway or whatever the number is, you force them to see it, whether they want to see it or not, right? Whereas on the side is more difficult. But again, A+ for taking action. Hopefully those turn into a fat, you know what, check. Yeah, we got to end it up, yeah.
All right. Someone sent some ARV information. Can they text that to you so you can probably get them a little bit more advice?
They sent some ARV on this right here. No, I can go through that.
Okay.
So ARV is 450,000 times 75%. I'm not sure why you're using 75. Where is this located? Equals 377. I don't know if that's the right number or not, but well, from what it looks like, I don't have a calc. I'm not gonna pull a calculator. Would you offer the seller, and what amount would? Okay, so with the numbers that you pulled right here, assuming the 75%, if you're in Southern California, New York City, or the Bay Area, maybe some parts of South Florida, then yeah, that 300,000 or less would probably be a good offer, assuming your numbers are correct there.
All right. This one says, how do you get a buyer's list?
How do you get a buyer's list? That must be my brother. Thank you for that softball. Ha ha ha. Text the word buyers, and this video here will explain how to do that.
Okay, I'm gonna do just a few more. She said she's moving to Stone Mountain, Georgia, close to family. I'm currently in Hempstead, New York. I did Bandit signs in New York and business cards. I'm now giving batch leads, Facebook groups, and Trulia to find sellers.
Okay, what are those? Brazil nuts?
Yes.
Those are not. Those are just for you.
Well, if you want some.
Oh, well, later. Okay, so she's done bandit signs, she's done business cards, and she's gonna get batch leads a try.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now on the batch, you want to learn how to do that. Make sure you text, sign up through me, and text the word text. So we'll show you how to do it. Hempstead, is that what is that relation to New York? Oh, you got your phone over here. Let me look that up real quick, just real quick, guys. I'm sorry. Hempstead. How you spell it? Hempstead, New York to New York.
New York City.
New York City. Okay, it's from Hempstead to New York City. Oh, okay, it's out there a little bit. Let me see. Well, actually, it's not that far. It says it's 20 miles, but it says it takes an hour to get there. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically that's New York. Okay, so basically that's New York. Okay, all right. So in that area, so with the bandit signs, I would need to know this. I'm not sure what her name was. What was her name? Nichelle. So I would need to know how many bandit signs you put out, right? How many of those stayed up, and then what did they say? You know, all of that factors in. Mm-hmm. So.
All right, this one came from Facebook. They said, I've done a deal, and I started 3 years ago by listening to you. You gave me the info and resources to get started. I still use your contract.
Boom, that's what's up.
Let's keep going. Someone said, what video should I watch to get started?
If you text the letters VIP, all basically one word, VIP, to 205-964-5243, that video will show you. It's the video that puts it all together. You're gonna have to watch more than that, but it's going to give you the concept. You know, it's going to break everything down for you.
All right, we got one person in the gator room.
Are you ready? What time is it?
We can't.
We can do it.
All right, after this, we can just.
Yeah, we can do it.
All right, about to add you to the stream. Hello.
Hey,
welcome.
Hi, thank you for taking my question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What's happening?
All right, so I've been looking at your commercial with the mini storage. So what do you have? What advice do you have for like the contracts with that? So is that still like the same thing? We have to have the deal already on contract before we would contact you.
If you're going to work with me on that, only thing we need is ideally the address, the name of the name of the facility. Talking about mini storage, self storage. All right. Normally they'll have a phone. If it's a mom and pop situation, they may have a billboard or a marquee or something out there, or signage on one of the buildings with a phone number. That's really all we need. If you want to take a step further and help us out, you can go ahead and reach out to them and see if they're interested in selling. Now, with that being said, I can send you over a script to where the questions that you'll need to ask them. If you're interested, I'll gladly text you. If you text the number to 205-964-5243, tell me you want the script for a mini storage, I'll gladly text that over to you, and you can use that.
Okay, yes, I would like that. Yes. Okay, text script over to me.
Yeah, if you want the mini storage script, yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks for taking my question.
Well, where are you streaming from?
Darlington, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's up. What was your name again?
I'm Javon.
Great to meet you, Javon. Let's get it, baby.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem at all.
All right. Take care.
You do the same.
All right.
All right. Boom. So we got it in, guys. February 1st, just like that. So if you didn't get your questions answered, post them in the comments section of any of my YouTube videos, and I answer those on a daily basis. We go live, just go in replay mode on all the platforms. The best experiences on YouTube. I don't think I have anything else. Really appreciate everyone showing up. Make sure you like and share this, and we will see you guys on the flip side.
Bye.
Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. Text me and I'll text you back. You text me then I'll text you back. Text me then I'll text you back. TikTok, you don't stop. I will help you make your paper stack. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now? 205-964-5243. Now you know 205-964.